Hello, my name is Nancy Fong from NYFWhatIf. Welcome to my inaugural podcast about financial matters. And I'd like to introduce my co-host, who I'm very honored to work with, Ginny O'Leary. Hi, Ginny.
Hi, Nancy. Hi, everybody. My name is Ginny O'Leary. I've been an insurance professional in the industry for over 20 years. And for many of those years, Nancy was my partner financial planner that I supported. And I've worked in the two biggest insurance companies in Canada, Sun Life Financial and Manulife Financial. So in this inaugural podcast, I would like to ask Nancy, when I got the call that you were starting a podcast, I was very excited for you because I know your heart that helps clients with their finances. Why now, Nancy? Why now with a podcast?
Why now is that nowadays I'm really working with the clients I can help, which is clients who want to think about generational transfer. And why now is that I want to just tell you a little anecdote. The other day, I was going to the gym with my girlfriend, and we parked our car, did our workout, came back out to the car, and my fob wasn't working. I was trying my fob and I said, is the battery done? So my girlfriend said, try the key that's in the fob. So we do that, and I don't even know where the keyhole is. These cars are modern and whatever. So the two of us are standing there sweaty and looking like fools when this very well-dressed lady walks up to us and says, "Oh, what are you two doing?" And we said, we can't open the car. My fob, I think, is dead. I need a new battery, and I'm going to call my husband. And the lady looked at us and said, well, probably because it's not your car. So the two of us was so embarrassed. The car was the same color, the same type of car, only that hers was a 2-door and mine was a 4-door. So Ginny, why now is that many times, I think, in our lives, and also as women, we have things we are dreaming about, we want to do. So I actually have always wanted to do a podcast since I've come out on my own and my practice at NYFWhatIf. But I procrastinated. I don't have time. I don't have this. And so we just keep trying to do things when maybe we were looking at the problem the wrong way. So I try to be giving advice and giving facts so that clients can have clarity instead of confusion. So I'm the lady who sees you trying, using the fob, using the key, not working because, everyone is doing budgeting and they're doing these plans. And I know everyone's trying very hard and think, something's wrong with me. I'm the lady who comes up and says, well, because it's not your car. And we just change the paradigm so that you can see the problem in a different way. And I think I'm at an age where I want to help others. I want to lift you up with some new ideas, new information, so you can have clarity on your finances.
Nancy, I am so encouraged by everything that you're saying. Because at the end of the day, I feel there are many in your audience listening right now who are feeling that. Where perhaps, I've tried this, but perhaps I'm not where I want to be financially. And if any of you are listening to this right now, and this resonates with you, now is the time to actually take a look and ask yourself, maybe I'm in the wrong car. And maybe it's time to have somebody give me a different perspective and get me in the right car so I can be headed where I want to be.
Yes. So what our theme is what if? And we need to know why we are making a plan, a financial plan, before we know the steps to do it. So for example, I'm almost retiring in about maybe 5-10 years. I've raised my kids. I've actually helped out with my parents, and I've always put everyone before me. And now maybe it's time to put myself at the beginning, in the first spot. And so when is it time for me to look at my things and know how much do I have, how much do I owe, and where I'm going with this?
Yeah, Nancy, you know what? I have felt during my time in the industry that when I've worked on client files, as well as supporting you, that these are all these questions that women really ask of themselves at a certain time. And I love the word clarity that you've used, because how many of you listening to Nancy right now are thinking, it's been so long since I've looked at what I own and what I owe. And really a big question is, when I think of my finances today, am I gonna be okay? And I think for us women, that's always at the back of our minds. So having yourself work with a financial planner or a financial advisor that you feel resonates well with you is something that's key to your own financial well-being.
Thanks, Ginny. I've worked with many clients over the 20 years I've been a financial planner, and dealt with many clients while I was a lawyer for 12 years. And often I find that the biggest challenge or frustration that clients have is, my problem is so big, I don't know where to start. And when you don't know where to start, you just procrastinate. Do it later. So it's kind of like this, Ginny. So, my closet is just huge. I walk in. But I have so many things in it. Every time I buy something new or wash something, I just chuck it in there. Until one day you look at your closet and you're like, I can't deal with this. It's so messy. I'll never organize it. Have you ever felt that way?
Nancy, I was smiling. For all of you who can't see us, I'm actually laughing. Had to put myself on mute here at some point because I really know that feeling. And you know what? It's not just me. It's other people like me, where if all of you are listening to this, some of you where it's resonating, where you're like, I have all these files, I have all my financial statements, and yeah, they're kind of semi-organized in some cabinet, in folders, but wow, to have me actually make time to look at them, I'd rather not. I'm just gonna file it away, just like Nancy said, put another piece of clothing in there. It's too disorganized. I'm gonna shut the door. But here is what I will say. If you're laughing along with us and this feels like you, now is actually the best time to say, yeah, I gotta start looking at this, because this is really important, right?
Right.
Especially if you've been doing well
Yes.
in your profession, because this is really not about people that have a little money or a lot of money. It's really about clarity about your money.
Correct.
Specifically about you. And are you taken care of? And do you feel that way when it comes to your financial well-being?
Yes. And where to start, first you have to ask, where do you want to go? When do you want to retire? Or, I have a small business. When do I want to pass the leadership on to the next generation? So I'm a navigator. You're the pilot. I can't really tell you where you want to go. You want to go to Maui or you want to go to Disneyland? That's up to you. But as the navigator, I can tell you, if you take that route, it's going to take you twice as long because there's a traffic jam. But here's a shortcut, right? And so where to start sometimes looks intimidating, but if you know why you want to do it. So back to your example, your cabinet of all these financial statements and your property tax bills, your income tax things. If you want to know, what is my report card? Am I doing A or B or C in my planning? How much can I predict the future because I have some control over how I'm saving, how I'm planning? Then it's easy to start, right? And then that's what I'm here for, is to give you some hints and tips and talk about financial literacy. And I understand I have a lot of education, and so I love financial talk. Not everyone is like that. I'm kind of a nerd that way. So there's a lot of chaos because you get information from different sources. Is it the bank? Is it the news? Is it my financial advisor? And it creates confusion. So what I hope to do for you, my audience, is to give you some clarity on different issues in estate planning and financial planning. And hopefully lift up your spirit that you can clean your closet, you can organize your financial affairs and get to where you want in an orderly manner.
Yeah, Nancy, everything you're saying resonates with me, because really a number of times family and friends, people that I know, when they've let their guard down and they talk to me about their finances, I've seen so many women at a certain time in their life think, I work so hard, it's coming in, it's coming out. When I ask them to articulate, do you feel good about how much you've saved? Very rarely am I going to come across somebody that says, yes, I know where I'm headed. And I feel like for all of you, and I was in this place, many, many years ago, it's just great to be able to work with Nancy, to have someone like Nancy, to be able to say, yeah, you know what? I have a path. I know the path I'm on. I know where I'm headed. I have a timeline, and it's clear to me. And I am encouraged and passionate about being on that path because I know what the reward is.
Correct. Yeah. And you don't always just have to work with me. Any financial advisor that you work with, you can use these tips and information and ask them. So I think working with a financial advisor is very similar to working with your family doctor. Number one, you have to let them do tests, right? You have to disclose, be vulnerable, right? If they don't take your blood pressure, they don't know if you have high blood pressure, right? So as a financial planner, you have to tell me what's happening in your money world, right? And secondly, once the family doctor diagnoses what you have, then we go to the specialist. So as a financial advisor, I'm the one who's saying, hey, maybe this is not your car. Let's go look at this car. This is the right car for you. Then we can decide, okay, do you like stocks? Do you like bonds? Do you like GICs? Have you maximized your RSP? Have you maximized your TFSA? Lots of vehicles and lots of instruments that help you on your way. So those are just tools. Money is a tool, as I've said. And the third thing is, I just hear this all the time. My neighbor has written a will and has written her son out. I think I'm going to do that. And when I take that analogy to the doctor, it's ridiculous, because if your neighbor has diabetes, are you going to take insulin? You're not even diabetic. So financial planning has to be tailored to each person, each family, each business. It is for your situation, for your understanding, so that you can have clarity. And the clarity cannot be gained by looking at someone else's.
That's perfect, Nancy. And I think this was a very valuable first inaugural podcast. Well done.
Thank you, Ginny. We look forward to continuing our chats and having guests. Because I've worked in the industry so long, I have lawyers, accountants, heads of our authorities that license us as financial planners, and we can all share from different perspectives. So I really am thankful you're joining me, Ginny, and thank you all for listening.
We look forward to seeing you at the next one. Stay tuned.